Welcome to Maple Leaf Money, a nation-building initiative dedicated to making financial literacy accessible, objective, and empowering for all Canadians. In every episode, we bring you lessons, ideas, and stories that strengthen individuals, families, and our collective financial future. In today's episode, we are continuing our earlier discussion on the flow of money in our lives. We talked about directing money into separate areas or buckets. Today, let's start by looking at the third bucket in our series on buckets of money. In our journey so far, we've learned what money is, how we earn it, and how to balance saving and spending. Now we come to the third and final bucket, sharing. If spending keeps life flowing today and saving prepares us for tomorrow, sharing gives that flow its purpose. When we tip our bucket to fill another's cup, we remind ourselves that money isn't just for meeting our own needs. It's a tool for connection, compassion, and community. Why we share. The human side of money. Across cultures and time, people have always found joy in giving. Sharing money isn't losing it. It's redirecting its energy to create meaning beyond ourselves. Money, like water, is meant to move. When it flows toward others, it nourishes lives, ideas, and hopes that might otherwise run dry. Giving brings perspective. It reminds us that our good fortune isn't isolated, it's part of something bigger. When we pour from our bucket to help another, we strengthen the current that carries us all. What religious faiths and traditions teach about giving. Every major faith and philosophy includes the principle of generosity. Though their customs differ, their message is shared, giving sacred, not optional. But in Christianity, there is tithing. Traditionally, 10% is donated, as stewardship of blessings and love for neighbor. In Islam, zakat, one of the 5 pillars, is a moral duty to support the poor and purify wealth. And in Judaism, there is tzedakah, which teaches that giving is an act of justice and fairness. And in Sikhism, there is seva, selfless service that uplifts community and honors creation. In Hinduism, in Hindu thought, giving with sincerity and without expectation of reward helps the giver progress spiritually. Now, next is Buddhism. In this faith, dana is generosity as a path to compassion and freedom from attachment. Across all of them, the same truth flows. Giving is not loss. It's gratitude in motion. Let's next turn to looking at lessons from generosity, givers past and present. History offers countless examples of people who understood the power of giving. John D. Rockefeller began donating 10% of his modest earnings as a teenager. He later said, "I would never have been able to give away millions if I hadn't learned to give away my first salary." Andrew Carnegie urged the wealthy to use their fortunes for the common good, building libraries and schools across North America. And J.K. Rowling gave away so much of her fortune she fell off the Forbes billionaire list, a title she said she never wanted. Bill and Melinda Gates, Warren Buffett, and MacKenzie Scott have pledged to give away most of their wealth in their lifetimes, proving that generosity can scale with opportunity. From past to present, the message is timeless. Wealth grows in meaning only when it's shared. But what about regular people and everyday giving? What can it look like for us common people? Generosity isn't just for billionaires. It lives in everyday Canadians who share what they can. It's the neighbor donating to a food bank, the parent sponsoring a local sports team, the teen volunteering at a community garden, the retiree quietly covering a friend's grocery bill. Each drop matters. You don't need millions to make a difference, just good and generous intention. Setting aside even 1 or 2% of income for giving can start a lifelong habit of compassion. A few drops from your bucket can fill another's cup, and often your own heart too. Still, there is something we need to be mindful of, and that is the balance of giving, generosity, and responsibility. Giving should come from a place of balance and self-choice, not guilt or pressure from others. We give because we can, not because we must. A healthy river feeds many streams, but keeps enough flow to stay alive itself. And so sustainable generosity means caring for yourself and your loved ones while still extending help to others. Intentional giving, planned, consistent, and aligned with your values, makes generosity a joyful rhythm rather than a financial strain. The ripple effect: how giving strengthens communities. Every act of giving creates ripples. A single donation might help feed one person, but the impact spreads. A community becomes stronger, trust deepens, and hope renews. Money that moves outward with kindness circulates through families, towns, and nations, building resilience far beyond the initial act. Like a stone dropped into still water, generosity's ripples travel farther than we ever see. Here's today's closing reflection for this episode. When we give, we don't just change someone else's day, we change our own. Every act of generosity strengthens the bond between people, reminding us that we're part of something larger than ourselves. Giving creates a double blessing. It nourishes the receiver with hope and support, and it fills the giver with gratitude and purpose. The true power of money isn't in what it can buy, but in how it can connect, heal, and help. When money flows outward through kindness, it circles back in ways that enrich both heart and community, proving that the act of sharing is one of life's greatest returns. You've been listening to Maple Leaf Money, a Canadian movement for financial clarity. Every choice, every dollar, and every lesson builds toward a stronger future for you, your family, and our country. Subscribe, share, and help grow financial confidence from coast to coast to coast across this great country called Canada. Thanks for listening.